So last video of the day, let's check out what's going on with Bitcoin. Now, I've been calling this for, the past week or so now. Since we were at the bottom of these EMA ribbons, I've been saying my gut feeling is Bitcoin is going to have a flush out to approximately 40,000, but more specifically, the zero point 0.5 Fibonacci, which is approximately 39,500. So today we've come down as low as 39,800. So we could have already bottomed. Like, I don't want to say, I don't want to sit here in this video and say, oh, we haven't exactly hit my price target. We're still another 0.9% away, not even a full 1% away. I'm really not here to say we haven't hit my price target yet. The point of the fact of the matter is I was calling for a fake out and a move down to approximately this region. This is good enough for me to believe that Bitcoin could have potentially bottomed. I'm still not, fully wiping it off or fully discounting the fact that we could have another push down, another 1%, but I'm really not too worried about that. In my opinion, Bitcoin has bottomed in this region. I think Bitcoin is soon to have a reversal, but I did just want to highlight, one potential warning sign that we do need to focus on to kind of give us guidance on what is going on with Bitcoin, and that is the SPY ETF of the stock market. I mean, you can look at this on the SPX, you can look at this on the SPY. They're basically the exact same chart. They're basically the same thing. If we come over to the EMA ribbons, I believe it's the 200 estimated moving average that we are currently battling with right now. And in my opinion, we do need to hold this. If we don't hold this on the SPY, momentum to the downside is going to start to ensue on the SPY, and I'm not too worried about the momentum to the downside on Bitcoin. I think this can be changed at a moment's notice just like that, and it does all depend on how the stock market reacts to this 200 EMA, in my opinion. So keep an eye on the SPY. I think we need to hold 440. If we start strongly pushing below 440, then that might be it for Bitcoin. We might be entering a short-term bear market, and that is not my most likely scenario. I'm not here to say we've filled my price target that I've been talking about for the past week. Now I'm calling for a bear market. I'm not calling for that. I'm still sticking with what I've been saying for the past week. For the past week, I said I think we need to sort out the funding rates on the longs and the shorts. I think we need to flush out the weak hands. There was multiple reasons why I thought we were heading down to 40,000. Number one, it is this uptrending trend line of support where we've got these lows, formation of higher lows, and I thought it was very likely we'd be coming back to here. Number two, this exact region here at the 40,000/39.5 is your 0.5 Fibonacci. That is the second reason why I thought we were coming down here. Number three, the momentum indicators, they started to shift to the downside. We got the first glimpse of this on the 4-hourly as the 4-hourly EMA ribbons fired a short at 45,000, at which point we were calling for this move down to 40,000. There's one more reason. We made a bearish flag here with a price target all the way down here at, what do you guess, 39.5/40,000. So there was multiple reasons why I thought we were coming down here. We have pretty much come down and almost exactly hit my target, bar $280, $250. So I'm really not going to squabble and say, oh, we need to come down another 1%, or the world's ended. We've come down. We as far as I'm concerned, we've hit my target. If we come down a little bit more, so be it. I really do need to see this 39.5 hold, more so on the weekly time frame. Like, we can have a quick fake out on the daily. This is really like a macro level of support, and you might not be assuming it's a macro level of support because this uptrend is very short-lived. I'm not necessarily talking about that correlating to that uptrend. I'm talking about this 0.5 Fibonacci being in play since the start of the bull run down here on basically the end of August, the start of September 2022. So this is a 2-year Fibonacci retracement level. I do think this is a super important area of support. If we look at the higher time frames on the weekly, we are losing bearish momentum like there's no tomorrow. So that's why I'm really not focusing on the daily EMAs firing bearish. For Bitcoin, we do this all the time. We fire bearish, switch bullish, fire bearish, switch bullish, fire bearish, 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 bearish. I mean, some of these will only live for a week, but some of these look like they were barely there for 5 days. I mean, I really don't want to count them and go through everything. We've already had a couple days. This time we only had 5 days. So I'm still sticking with what I said. I think Bitcoin's going to have a flush down to 39.5 and a reversal. We've done the first part of that. I'm now expecting the reversal, but I'm sticking on the sidelines. I'm looking at how the stock market reacts to the 200-day moving average. If we have, or the 200 estimated moving average rather, the EMA, if we start pushing below very strongly, like we are sort of doing now, but this is a slower time frame. If we have daily closes below 440, let me rephrase it. A daily close below 440, I become extremely cautious on what's going to be happening over the next couple of weeks for Bitcoin. How does that affect my long-term perspective? It doesn't affect it at all. As far as I'm concerned, Bitcoin is in a massive, massive macro uptrend. How long has it been in a macro uptrend? Since it's existed. I mean, if we zoom out, you can barely see the price action from back here because it's so flat. You know, we had our first rally here, another massive rally. We never came back to those price targets. Had another massive rally, and we're just building higher highs and higher lows as we go. So this is not a video to make you panic if we do break below 39.5. I'm really expecting that Bitcoin is about to have a reversal. So that's all I see for Bitcoin. Keep in mind, as long as we don't have a weekly close below 39.5, I'm bullish. Keep an eye on the stock market. I'd really want to see the stock market close at 440. If we start pushing down, you know, very bearishly, then it could get very, very ugly. I mean, you know, this 200-day / 200 EMA is normally a super important level of support / resistance on the stock market. And the fact that we've come up and been rejected from the 200-day moving average is your first red flag. We really need to hold this 200 EMA now. Otherwise, the stock market could have a quick-lived, massive flush out to the downside, and that could correlate to a quick move, a quick fake out to the downside for Bitcoin. So that's not my most likely scenario. My most likely scenario is Bitcoin's bottoming at 39.5, just like we've been predicting for the past week. That's all I've got for you for Bitcoin. The shorts are skyrocketing, but as long as they don't take out the top of this purple box, I've highlighted this a bunch of times before. Since I made my first Bitcoin videos, really, I've had this chart. It's been a while since we updated it. We were all the way back here at the start of March. But just quickly, you can see Bitcoin shorts, if I get rid of these EMA ribbons, every time the BTC shorts spike above 5,000, they go on absolute parabolic rallies. Like, there is really no exception. Every time we take out the top of this box, we absolutely tear faces. You can see sometimes we come into the bottom of this box and fall off the table, so I'm not too worried if we come into the box. You can see here as well, perfect example of why this is a strong area of resistance. Every time we come into the box, get rejected, we fall off the table. Every time we hop above the box and stay above it, we absolutely tear faces, melt the Bitcoin price in the next week, the next month, the next couple of days. But while the Bitcoin shorts aren't at 5,000, I really have nothing else to say for them. I still think Bitcoin is incredibly bullish. 39.5 is where I believe we're bottoming, and I think we're setting up a really nice, you know, ascending support that we've got going on right now. We've backtested it many times. I assume Bitcoin's going to have a huge reversal in the next day or so. Could be wrong, which is why, as always, none of this is financial advice. It is just my opinion on the market, and you've always got to do what's best for you. Cowboy out. Peace.